We are going to be working with a gray background. And when I get my gray piece of paper, I'm going to find the bottom right corner of my paper and write my name. Make sure that your paper is turned landscape, long like a hot dog, not portrait, tall like a building. So turn it landscape, and I'm going to find the bottom right corner and write my name with a Sharpie. When I'm finished writing my name, I'm going to put up my Sharpie back in my blue basket. Now we are going to be printmaking today, so let's talk about some of our materials. You will definitely need your messy mat today. You will have a scrap sheet of paper. You will have a tray that has white paint and gold metallic paint. You will also have some leaves, and these are your stamps today for when you are printmaking. You will also have a black basket that has your water cup filled halfway, and a towel to dry off your brush, and a paintbrush. So we kind of have a lot of materials today, and it's important that we know what we have and how to use them. Now, some of your leaves might have already been used before, which is okay, and you will be sharing leaves today. So make sure you use kind words and ask other people to use those leaves if they are using them when they're done. Now, when you are ready to start printmaking using your leaves, you're going to make sure that you set the leaf on your messy mat, and you really want to make sure you look at which side of the leaf that you're using. You're going to want to turn it usually to the back of the leaf where you see the veiny parts. If you kind of feel it and touch it, you'll feel a texture. The other side is smooth, and that's the side that we do not want to use. So we want to use the side with textures with all the veins. So with the textured and veiny side up, we're going to dip our brush into the paint. So I'm going to switch around my tray. And the first paint color I'm going to use is white. So I'm going to dip my brush and make sure you wipe off. So wipe, wipe, wipe. And you really don't need a lot of paint for this printmaking technique. You're going to take your brush, and I would kind of hold down your stem, and you're going to spread the paint very thin on the veiny side or textured side of your leaf. And you can even paint the stem, and you really want a thin layer of paint. If you put too much paint on your leaf, you're not going to get a great texture out of it. So you just want a thin layer, really spread it out. Remember, we don't want any icky, sticky boogers, okay? Spread it pretty thin. And when you're done, I'm gonna put my brush down. And before you just plop it down on your paper, kind of think about where you want to place your leaf. Now remember, your bear is going to eventually be cut out and glued on this background. So your bear might be in the middle of your background. It might be over here to the right. So I'm going to print my leaves closer to the top, avoiding the middle, because that's where I know I'm going to place my bear. So I'm going to stick closer to the top. And when I'm ready, I'm going to gently press down, not too hard or it might break the leaf. And with your scrap sheet of paper, you're going to put it over your leaf gently, and you're going to gently massage just a few seconds all the way around. And you're going to lift up your leaf. Put your scrap sheet of paper aside. And notice, I did forget to say, I put the paint side down. And when you lift up your leaf, you will see that it has printed the texture and details from the leaf. When you are finished with printing your leaf, if you're done with it, put it back. If you are not done and you want to print with a second time, if you want to change colors, you need to wash out your brush mindfully and carefully, not too fast or the water will spill out. And the towel is there so that you can dry it off gently. And I'm going to dip my brush into the metallic gold. Now it's okay if there's still white paint on it. I'm just gonna put it right on top, and it's okay. The gold and the white will kind of mix together. I'm gonna dip my brush back into the gold, and you just wanna spread a thin layer of the gold or the next color on top. You don't need too much. Put your brush down and repeat. You can think about, again, where you want to print your leaf. I'm gonna print mine over here, kind of below the first one I did. Put your scrap paper on top and give it a good gentle massage, rubbing for about a few seconds. Carefully lift up your scrap paper first, then your leaf, and it will have printed again. Now, some leaves are a lot skinnier and thinner, and you really still have to be very gentle with them. I'm gonna do one more leaf, brushing it over. Remember, you don't need too much, especially on a small leaf like this. And this is why we really need our messy mats today. If some of the leaves fall off and go onto your brush, it's not a big deal. Just kind of wipe it off gently. And carefully pick up your leaf. And I'm going to place this leaf and print it on overlapping one of my previous leaves. And you want to make sure that you're putting the paint side down. And give it a good massage. When you are finished, please make sure you put your leaves back. For cleanup today, when you are finished printing your background, take your wet artwork to the drying rack with 2 hands very carefully. Make sure all your leaves are back in the tray. Your paint cups are nicely and neatly back in your tray as well. Wash out your brush. Dry off your brush as well. Put your brush back in the basket, nice and clean.